to many, this saying has been around for years. To many, the saying is nothing more than just another point of telling family is important. However, you may be wondering why this quote is so important to my culture. Well, that's where this comes in. This is a diplomatic passport. The passport is generally used to get in and out of different countries, to get on an international flight, and to get back into your home country. The diplomatic passport is important to my culture because it represents the diplomatic culture. And I'll talk about how I identify with the culture and how the passport represents it. Like a normal passport, a diplomatic passport not only shows who the holder is, but it also shows what nation they're representing, and it shows how respectful your nation is to the host countries. And like a normal passport, it holds all your required documents. But unlike a normal passport, it holds your orders and the required visas you need. Another minute difference between a tourist passport and a diplomatic passport is the ability to go through a different immigration process. Now, this process involves you going to a different line in which it's normally shorter than those of holding the host country's passport, and especially than those who have a tourist passport. You may ask how the diplomatic passport represents the diplomatic culture. Well, besides stating the obvious, to state the obvious, if you have a diplomatic passport, you are a diplomat. But that would be too easy for me to just straight up say. Another reason why it represents the diplomatic culture is because it's one of the few things every country has. Every country has a set of diplomats they send out to do the same missions that every country has. These missions range from negotiating different trade agreements right down to deciding how to run different offices within the embassy better. While this is important because it shows that all walks of life have some common struggle with each other and allows people within the diplomatic culture to be closer together. Now I'll talk about how I identify with the culture. I grew up in this. I never stayed in a place longer than 3 years, and I really first joined in the diplomatic culture when I was about 6. To many, this would be a very jarring lifestyle, having to pick up everything and leave every 2 or 3 years, something that many would find very hard to do. But having lived in this culture my entire life, I've embraced it pretty well, and I enjoy having this ability to leave. However, as I said, I've been part of the culture since basically kindergarten, and with the diplomatic passport comes many different opportunities that you gain. Many opportunities that many would kill for. Such opportunities include being able to ride elephants, swim with dolphins, nurse tigers, and visit, as well as living in more places than people may ever live in, and in some cases ever have. While there are other reasons why I identify with this culture, I feel these are the ones I cherish the most. To conclude, I talked about how important the passport is in traveling, and I talked about how the diplomatic passport represents the diplomatic culture, and then how I identify with it. Hopefully now you understand why I cherish the quote, "Home is where the heart is more than some."